What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Well, I'm going to start off by telling you something that you guys all know, which is today is the last day of the year, 2019, and the last year of the decade. So, for me, because I'm old as shit now, 44 this year, it's been 4 times I've gone through this, the whole changing of the decades. I've been changing the millennium, like, of course, many of you have too. But many of you are kind of young, maybe watching, which you don't really remember much from, or you weren't even born in the 90s, who the fuck knows. But this year was very different for me as an individual. And I know that a lot of people had a lot of hard times this year in 2019. It seemed like 2019 was a very big learning year for just about everybody that I talked to. Everybody that talks about 2019, like, oh, I can't wait for 2020 to get here. And, for me, it was no different. There were some hard times, but it was an extremely big growth year for me as an individual, as far as my personal self, as far as my spirituality, as far as my business. A lot of things changed for me this year. A lot of things started to click, and a lot of the pieces started to fit the puzzle, and things made sense now. Like a lot, not everything, but many things did. We started out this year, of course, Aaron and I going to LA, do the LA Fit Expo, which LA this year was very downsized. Again, these expos are downsizing more and more. More and more companies are pulling out. We saw like the Olympia was just a mess this year, right? We'll get to that later on, but we didn't go to the Olympia either because of something that happened with our dog Brady. But we started out in LA, and Aaron and I had a good time, but it was weird because the feeling wasn't there anymore. Like there was just a change of whatever it was in the fitness industry, and you could feel it right off the bat. Ever since it's weird because ever since Rich Piana passed away, these expos have been taking a hit. Like CT Fletcher doesn't go to a lot of them anymore because, well, now he's going to more because he's healthy and has his new heart, but he wasn't going to them, and there's major companies that were pulling out of them. Like, I know the Isatori hasn't gone to a bunch of them. They've pulled out a lot of them. There actually, a couple of them, VPX wasn't at, Bang wasn't at, and I'm like, how does Bang not go there? That's crazy, right? But it started off in a weird feeling, and, to be totally honest with you guys, my year started off with struggle. It really did, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. And the struggle was continuing for 2016. So it started off my 3rd year of struggling with my father's death, which was it's hard to talk about because it's very hard to put into words. It's hard to explain what I was feeling. I was feeling like I was the worst son in the world because I didn't make it back from my dad before he passed away. It happened so fast that now I basically have PTSD from it, which is fucked up. But, I was struggling with that in the beginning of the year, and then I went to Mexico, and we decided to change things up. We normally go to this one place, and that's a place that I used to always go to, but it was like we decided to go to another place, which was Dream Sands in Cancun, and it really did set off our year. From there, things really started to change, to be honest with you. Things started to get better from there as far as like the way that I felt about a lot of things. It was like we were starting new memories, her and I together, making new traditions as far as going down to this new place and stuff like that. We went out to Coba. We climbed the fucking Mayan pyramid and literally got to the top of this Mayan pyramid. We went through the Mayan ruins. It was, an amazing time. Matter of fact, this bracelet I'm wearing, Black Obsidian, actually bought that at the Mayan ruins and stuff. It was definitely one of the high points of my year was going to Mexico with Aaron. And then not long after that, I was having these anxiety issues that I've had my whole life, but the anxiety was getting worse and worse because of my dad, because I couldn't deal with that fact that I wasn't there for my dad. Like, I'm the oldest son, I'm supposed to be there. Like, I failed at being a son, and that really ate at me until I decided to do mushrooms. I did magic mushrooms. I did the psilocybin, which really did give me some insight. As much as you get me, oh, Jerry's tripping on drugs. No, it really did change things for me because psilocybin works very well at destroying anxiety. So well so that now the FDA has fast-tracked psilocybin or mushrooms for treatment for anxiety and depression. It works so well that they're trying to get it approved by the FDA. And we actually have places that are doing studies now where they administer these mushrooms. You go on like a 4-hour trip in the doctor's office. You have like 3 to 6 months where you don't have anxiety anymore. And that helped. So it helped me kind of start getting my head straight. And lo and behold, when that started wearing off, I was starting to have those feelings come back. And Aaron noticed it in me. And I chose to do something that I was very scared of, and I was very, very nervous to do, and that was to use DMT. DMT is another one of these psychedelics which is similar to ayahuasca. It's one of the main ingredients in ayahuasca, which was a totally different experience, but that experience for me this year opened me up spiritually in a different way that I wish I could explain it to you guys. I really wish I could explain it to you in words, but I can't. But the take-home message was I started to learn things about my dad that filled in all the blanks. Like, it filled in all the questions I had about my dad my whole life, things I didn't understand about him. It literally did. It brought me and my mom closer together. It helped me understand my father. Like, it really was a turning point. And it cleared my mind to do things that I might not have done before. Like, I might have been hesitant to pull the trigger on and things like that. And I'm going to talk about one of them right now, or two of them right now. And this awakening, this experience, which it's not just about spirituality, it's about yourself, like letting the energy flow, the thoughts flow, the creativity, all of that stuff. When you're off of this drug, it still continues to work. Your brain, something is unlocked and it continues to work. Well, I was toying with the fact that, you know what, everybody likes Laxogenin, and I would like to have a product like Laxo on the market for GIFT Labs, but I don't want to do Laxo. Everybody's doing Laxo, and they keep just out dosing each other to say who's got the best fucking Laxo. And I think Laxo's okay, but I knew that there were better stuff out there. And literally from sitting back and going through different things that I did when I was younger and I was natural as a teenager that I got good results with, I created T2G. Once I created T2G, which is 3 adaptogenic herbs in that formula, which I knew when I stacked those together when I was younger, they worked well, but I didn't use them that long because I eventually went on to steroids. So I said, let me get the raw ingredients, the raw materials, let me use it. Let me give it to some of my clients, and let's see what we can do with these things long term. And lo and behold, we had one client in 12 weeks gain 19 pounds, and he wasn't much fatter. It was amazing. He got stronger. I mean, myself, I literally went to the gym and everything felt light again, like I was going back on cycles again. And I was like, fuck, this is crazy. Like, how is this possible? And I'm like, well, maybe it's a placebo. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, the amount these weights are going up, I'm stopping myself from training harder because I don't want to be that strong anymore. Due to the injuries that I've had, I don't want to get hurt again. I had to stop myself from pushing myself in the gym because things were starting to get so easy. And that was directly, creatively brought on by the DMT. And I was like, holy shit. And again, you know, the anxiety starts to kick up again because DMT doesn't necessarily destroy anxiety like mushrooms does. But that creative flow kept going. That creative energy kept going. And I found the ingredients in Delparol. I created Delparol, an anti-anxiety supplement that has DLPA in it and GABA in the certain amounts, which was the hardest thing to do, but I trusted myself and I bought the raw ingredients. I started mixing it to get the results that I wanted, tested it, and eventually got something that not only does it help relieve the symptoms of anxiety, but it does it so well that I was able to stop taking the CBD oil I was taking and just stay on the Delparol. I haven't taken the CBD in months. Now, CBD is great for anxiety. It's a great over-the-counter drug. It's technically a supplement. It's an over-the-counter drug. But the problem is the price tag is anywhere from $79 to $125 a month. Now, many people can't afford that. So another click in my head this year was to try to develop things not just for muscle building, but things that would help people on their fitness journeys. Like, there's a lot of bodybuilders out there that suffer from anxiety. And they wind up taking things like, you know, the anti-anxiety medications, not really Xanax and stuff like that, but different things like it's like Paxil, Zoloft, because they're antidepressants that work for anti-anxiety, and those things make them feel awful, and they don't want to take them. So I said, what if I could find a natural product? What if I could find something natural? And I went through one of my mentor's notes from back in the day, and I found the DLPA, and I was like, what is this stuff? I don't remember it from back in the day. It was like almost like it stood right out of the notes, like here, Jerry, this is here. This is what you're looking for. And at the time, I was looking for stuff about electrolytes. To be totally honest with you, I was studying up some electrolytes, and I found the DLPA. Did some research, ordered the DLPA, decided to add the GABA to it because GABA was like a natural version of Xanax type thing that it does calm you down, helps you sleep. Put them together, and now I honestly feel that I can say I have the best anti-anxiety supplement on the entire market. My entire life changed from that product when I started taking it. Those are two things that never would have happened before the DMT. It just never would happen, right? So now, you know, I'm sitting there looking at things totally different way in my whole life. I'm like, this is completely different than where I was like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, 5 years ago. Like, I'm coming up with things that are actually helping things that go in addition to the bodybuilding things, because usually it's not the training and the diet that screws somebody up that doesn't get them the results. It's everything that happens outside of that. It's all the external stresses, the anxiety. Those are the things that cripple people that they decide not to, or they go, oh, I'm really acting weird. I'm going to drink tonight, you know, or I'm going to eat to feel better or whatever. Well, if you can control the anxiety, you control the external stresses, which that's what T2G is. It's a product that helps your body adapt to stress. It's an adaptogen, not necessarily an anabolic, but it is anabolic. It helps your body with protein synthesis. I'm like, we're attacking things from different angles that can help people get better results without shipping the same old Laxo, whatever the fuck everybody else is doing. It's like, fuck everybody else. I literally stopped watching what every other company was doing. I don't give a fuck what they're doing. It does not matter to me one bit. And I said, this is where I'm at. And right before those two supplements, I decided to come out with the Lifestyle Multi. Something that most companies won't come out with. And they do, it's like $55 for a multivitamin. 3 capsules. I said, you know what? I need a 1 capsule dosing and a cheap price of $24. That's what I need. I need that to be for people that need it, that don't want to take multiple pills, don't want to pay a lot of money. Everything revolved around trying to make things better for people that are going after their fitness goals, but helping the things that stop them. You're getting sick if your immune system's fucked up from not getting your micros, right? You need adaptation to stress. There's T2G. You need to help with anxiety. Here we go. Here's Delparol. Like, all these things started to fit. I said, you know what? We're doing something different. We're doing something big here. Then we actually changed. I don't have the Delparol bottle here. We actually changed the label to a health line that I decided to do. And you'll see the labels are different than the other GIFD Labs labels. And all this stuff came about because I changed my mind and changed my way of thinking. It wasn't like, well, can I market now? Like, it didn't matter because nobody was looking to market this shit. This is not a popular thing. Everybody wants high stim fucking pre-workouts. They don't give a fuck about anxiety. The pre-workout's giving them anxiety on top of the anxiety they already have. They don't even realize it. I was like, what do I need? What do my clients need? What do people need that I see and hear and talk to them? What am I hearing? Right? Listen to the people. That was the whole thing. Listen to the people. Listen to myself. Trust myself. I think for the first time in my life in 2019, I actually just trust myself. I trust my own ideas. I trust my own thoughts. I trust my own creativity. I trust everything about myself now because I'm like, you know what? You may be wrong in someone else's eyes, but you may not be wrong in general, right? You may not do what they like, but you're doing something that's important. So this whole year in 2019, I had a shift from doing things that would just help people be better body-wise to helping them do stuff that would help them be better body-wise, at the same time help them be healthier and deal with what else is going on. It's like that missing piece of the puzzle that nobody else was doing. Because that's what I needed when I was younger. That's what I needed now. That's what I needed when I was competing. That's what my clients need. And I was watching what was needed and not wanted. It's two different things. And we rolled over into, we had summertime and stuff, and, then the Olympia came. And we actually went out to Sedona for the first time, to Arizona, which was cool. I downed some In-N-Out burger as soon as we landed. And when we were getting ready for the Olympia the week later, our dog Brady started coming down with these symptoms. His whole face swelled up, his eyes were swollen and stuff. He was really fucked up. We wound up taking him to the emergency vet the night before we were leaving the Olympia and found out he'd been bitten by some kind of spider that was poisonous. And we found out very quickly that it wasn't going to kill him, but we needed to make sure that his body wasn't going to react while we were gone on these meds and watch him. We just couldn't leave him with somebody. Aaron and I we cared too much about him. There's no way we're going to leave him when he's ill. I mean, he didn't feel well. He was scared. There's no fucking way we're hopping on a plane, go fuck around in Vegas for a weekend. It just wasn't happening. So it was like I gave up bodybuilding. I gave up supplement stuff. I gave up fucking everything for my family. And that was the right decision. I'm like, okay, I'm doing things now that 20 years ago, 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have done. I probably said, okay, Aaron, you stay home with the dog. I got to go do this. You know what I mean? It was no, I don't want to go. Aaron, do you want to go? You want to stay with him too? Cool, we'll stay with him. Like, my mind started to change about things throughout the year. And it really was something that was different for me. It was. And I do feel 100% different today than I did at the beginning of the year. And then the end of the year, to end this all off, my mom's cancer came back. So she now has cancer in her liver. She has breast cancer in her liver because the breast cancer metastasized and moved. She has a tumor in her shoulder, a tumor in her armpit, a blood clot in her arm. Her whole arm is just swollen up on one side. One arm looks like my arm, and the other arm looks like small and petite. And we just went up there to visit her, and they're not really sure how much time she has. She's on chemo now. She started very quickly, too. Like, as soon as they diagnosed her, she started it because they don't really know. Doctors don't have any answers. They don't know how much time she has left. They don't know how the chemo's going to work. They don't know any of that shit. But I was so PTSD from my father's death that I was like, when my mom said she had cancer, I thought she was going to die the next day. Like, that's what happened to my dad. So I was like, I was freaking the fuck out. But the whole time I was freaking the fuck out up here, I was able to maintain the anxiety that I normally have, like due to the Delparol. So I was able to think. I was able to comprehend things. I was able to make plans. I was able to process things in a different way. But after the DMT, I was able to process, grieve, and then start to get over my dad's death. And then my mom has cancer at the end of the year. So it's only been 6 months since I've been, I don't want to say okay with my dad's death, but I was able to process it and start to move on. It's been 3 years, and now my mom has cancer. Going into 2020, it looks like this very well is her last year. You know, I'm going to be 100% fucking real with you guys. This is about as vulnerable as I can be, and I'm hoping that I can just keep it together for this segment. So we found out that my mom had cancer, right? And we don't know what's happening. So this year on my birthday, when she called, Aaron and I were actually headed out to dinner, and I realized this is maybe the last call that I'm getting from my mom on my birthday. I'm 44. Since I moved down here, down south, I always get a call on my birthday, of course, from my mom. And this may be the last time I get a call. And that really kind of fucked me up. And then Christmas time came, and she's going through her treatments. And I went by myself because Aaron was on call. And I don't know if it was a good idea to go by myself or not. But I went to the mall in Tyson's Mall here, not Galleria, the Tyson's Mall here in Virginia, and I bought my mom's last Christmas present. And the whole time I'm fighting tears back, and I have a lump in my throat, and I'm walking through the mall, and I don't know what to get her. I don't know. You know, what do you get somebody for their last Christmas present, right? So I'm walking through the mall, and I'm like, I can't handle this. But I have to. I have no choice, right? This is real life. This is not bodybuilding shit. This is not fitness. This is real life. And I went into the store, and I picked out this little 14-karat gold cross with a diamond in it. I said, my mom's really religious. And she's been pretty, I don't want to say dirt poor, but pretty poor her whole life. And she hasn't had anything nice like this in a long time. Last thing she had like this, I bought her Tiffany's necklace a few years ago, and she wears the hell out of that thing and loves it. So I went and bought this cross with the chain. I brought the chain separate because I wanted a very specific look for her. And the lady selling me the jewelry, you know, people were giving the people at the counter a hard time because it's Christmas time, they want discounts, and they're just being shitty. And I said, thank you very much. She said, oh, this is great. It's for your wife, for your mom? I said, it's for my mom. She said, oh, you're such a good son. And I looked her in the eye, and I knew that she gets looked at as just some lady who works at a jewelry store. Like, not important, just sell me my shit, you fucking dumb lady. Let me get the fuck out of here. That's how people treat her. I was watching people treat those people behind the counter like that. Just like people treat people at the DMV, and if you're working in a fast food place, they treat you like shit, right? And it clicked. Again, this is my change of the way that I think in this year. I knew that this lady has no idea that she's selling me such an important thing to me and my mother, and she's responsible for giving it to me and getting it to me. She's the one selling it to me. She's providing this final gift while my mom's alive. And I said, thank you. I said, this is my mom's gift, and this is her final gift. I'm buying her last present. And she just kind of looked at me and said, she has stage 4 cancer, and it's terminal. They can't stop it. I said, this is going to be her last Christmas, and this is her final Christmas present. And she just looked at me, and she teared up, and I teared up. I said, thank you for doing what you do. It makes a difference in people's lives. Like, this is going to make a difference in my mom's life, and you gave it to me, or you sold it to me, and this is going to make a big difference. She's going to smile because of this, because of you, because you work here, and this store is here. And she got emotional, I got emotional, and I'm still walking down the mall carrying this bag with tears in my eyes, a lump in my throat. I'm trying so hard in the middle of the mall just to not just throw this thing on the ground, fall in the fetal position, and bawl my fucking eyes out, because it hurts so bad that I just bought my mom's last Christmas present because she's dying. That's how my year has gone. It's had these huge ups, huge downs, big swings back and forth. And what really sucks is I'm starting 2020 with my mom going through cancer treatment, and we don't know how long she's going to be here in 2020. So 2020, my mom is going to pass away, most likely, unless some miracle happens, which miracles happen. So unless a miracle happens, my mom is not going to be here next year. So before 2020 has even started, I have to start comprehending my mother's death. And I just went back there. I got back today from visiting her. So when you guys see this, today I got back from visiting her. And her hair is starting to fall out. She's going to be shaving her head. She wants to wear those headscarves and things. My aunt's taking care of that with her. She has a hard time eating. I actually went and bought her marijuana gummy bears, which the hospital said is good for her. And they sell them recreational in Massachusetts. So I just went right into the dispensary and bought her 5 milligram gummy bears. And tonight she's going to take the first one. So she's on Oxycontin. She's on gummy bears. She's on Compazine for the nausea. and whatever else they have her on. So they already have her on a bunch of them. They have her on trazodone to sleep, which is a very strong sedative. So my 2020 starts out with knowing that my mom is dying. That's what I have to look forward to. While everybody else is talking about, new year, new start, and fresh blah, blah, blah. Death is in my future. The death of my other parent, which leaves me with no parents. And those are the two people that really my mom and dad were the ones that I was still solid with at home. I mean, I had other family members, but when your mom and dad are there, you're more apt to go home and visit your mom and dad, not really your other family members, because I'm closer to my mom and dad than everyone else, right? So last year I started doing this, and I don't know why I did, but I didn't really give a shit about New Year's. I didn't give a shit about 2019. Like, tonight is New Year's Eve, and people are going to go drinking, and they're going to go partying, they're going to be so happy, and streamers, and I'll probably sit on the couch. I might watch the ball drop. I might not. I think last year I was actually packing boxes for GIFT Labs while it turned New Year's. Because to me, these New Year's, new you, new me is bullshit. Every day is a new chance to get up and create a whole new life. Daily. Every day. I have a chance to do New Year's 365 days a year every year. That's a hell of a lot different than the people that quit on themselves 2 months ago waiting for the new year. They quit on their diets. They quit working hard at work. They quit trying to progress. Oh, Thanksgiving's here. I'll just fucking fuck around till the new year. My thing is every day is New Year's. Every day is a day to start something new, learn something new, push yourself harder. Anything. It's a new day for anything. So for me, these Hallmark moments, these Hallmark holidays, all this bullshit, I try to live Christmas every day of the year. Every fucking day you can find me sending someone a message or a phone call, telling them that I care about them or how I feel about them, interacting with them. You can find me sending them gifts just for the fuck of it. I send people shit all the fucking time just because they're in my life and I care about them and I don't feel like I have to wait till Christmas to send them something. Like, I do that all year long. I just don't leave the Christmas tree out. But the bottom line is, when you live your life like every day is Christmas and every day is New Year's, every day is Christmas and New Year's, right? I mean, sometimes, and you guys know I'm a sneakerhead. You can see all the sneakers back there, right? There are times I order 2-3 pairs of sneakers and they come and I don't know what the fuck they are. They're all sitting on the doorstep. I don't know which ones came, which ones didn't. It's like Christmas. You're opening a package. Sometimes I order shit on Amazon. I don't know what the fuck I ordered. I forgot. Every day is like Christmas. I don't wait till Christmas to buy myself this fucking pair of glasses that I want. I buy them. Therefore, today is like Christmas. I got the glasses I want, you know? So, 2019 to me was just another measurable year as far as time, as far as the number. It was a very big growing experience. 12 months of growing, 12 months of learning, 12 months of trying to be better every day, 12 months of trying to figure out what the next move is. Because every day is what's today. You know, every day I wake up and I go, what's the move today? You know, it's not, I don't plan. I don't say, well, by 2025, I want to have this done. Because I know now at 44 years old, I may not have that done at 45. It might have to take me until 47. So therefore, if I have that goal, I start chipping away at it now and don't set that date. Because you know what? I might hit it before 45. But if I don't, it might be after. But the bottom line is, if I have 45 in my head and I can hit it now, why not hit it now? So like every day is like a new plan. Every day is a reaction to something that is happening rather than a plan that's on a piece of paper. These people, and that's fine if you do it, write everything, my goals and shit. You know how many times I wrote these things out and fucking by the end of the year, that whole fucking page was completely different. What I wanted to do and accomplish. I accomplished a bunch of shit, but it wasn't the shit on that paper because things come up, things change. You know what I mean? I wanted to put out an intro workout. Well, we have intro post coming out, intro post HP. What it is my perfect post formula. Now being able to use intra and post because the fucking formulas are exactly the same that's needed. So it was like I planned on coming out with a post intro workout, and I was like, I can literally have perfect post intra at the same time. If people buy one product they want to use for intra, fine. If they want to use it for post, fine. Why come out with two? Why charge one? No, it doesn't make any sense. Do the right thing. So my whole come out with an intra has morphed this year into having an intra and post in one fucking drink. You can start sipping it during the intro, continue drinking it towards the end of the workout, finishing the end of the workout. You now have your peri-workout formula completely finished. That was never in my plans. It was something that came to me this year, and then I made it happen. I put it into fruition. Or it came to fruition by me putting things in the right places to get it done. So all you guys out there, listen, if you're going out tonight, have a great time. You know, if you're going out there, be responsible. Don't do stupid shit. You know, a lot of people die on New Year's Eve, drinking, driving, doing stupid shit. alcohol poisoning. It happens, right? Go out there, have a good time, and realize that tomorrow is 2020. Tomorrow is January 1st, but tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow's another lifetime. Every day is a lifetime for you, if you look at it that way. If you make changes on a daily basis instead of waiting, you don't have to wait till the final year. I have one friend, this girl every year says, I can't wait. This year has sucked. I can't wait till fucking the new year. I can't wait till fucking 2015. I can't wait till 2020. Every fucking year. She does it because she can't wrap her head around the fact that it doesn't matter what time of year you can make changes. Doesn't matter what time of year. I mean, yeah, people kind of set it up and they gear themselves up to be ready for it in 2019 or 2020. But why not get up in the morning and say, you know what? This relationship that I have, I don't really fucking like it. Like this dude or this girl, he or she is just not what I want. Things are not working, right? Why, if you know they're not working, you're going to wait 2 weeks, 5 weeks, 10 weeks to see if it works itself out. You've been together 2 years, it's not working, right? You talk to the person about it, it's not working. Today's the day. Today you get up and you're like, man, I hate this fucking job. My wife told me a story. Amazing. She used to work for NASA. She contracted for NASA. And she would drive to this fucking building every day. And when she got to the light, she would get sick to her stomach and nervous before she turned into the fucking building. One morning, she turned in the building, walked in and said, here's my 2 weeks, I'm fucking out. I'm done. Like just that morning. She didn't say, well, I'll tough it out till fucking I have enough money. I'll tough it. No. She unloaded her fucking bank account, went back to school, moved back in with her parents. She was already working for NASA. Got another fucking degree, went through an accelerated nursing program, became an RN, and now is in the CVOR operating room doing open heart surgeries. She didn't wait. She fucking just jumped on it, right? And now, granted, that is something that I could have learned from her a long time ago. I mean, I'm a late bloomer sometimes with a lot of shit, but people do it. And they're more successful, more happy, but you can sacrifice now to get what you want. You can't just fucking sit here and sacrifice later to get what you want later. It takes twice as long. Sacrifice now, go through that period where you sacrifice a little bit, and then you get what you want faster. You get that better life, you get that better job, that better partner, whatever the case may be. Every day is a day to have a new life if you take it. If you sit around, it's more of the same shit, and it just wears on you, drains your energy, and you waste your time. Think about this. My dad is gone, my mom is dying. You don't think that they would like to have a year back? Just 1 year at the end of their life tacked on? When you think about all the time you've wasted because you just don't fucking realize you're running out of time, it's amazing. You can have years added onto the end of your life if you start now doing the things you want to do. When I wanted to do my own thing when I was at Primeval, I told them in January. February 1st, my contract was up for that point. And I started February 1st. I didn't say, well, I'll sign another contract and then next year. No. February 1st. I mean, literally it was like 2 weeks before February 1st. I told them, hey, here's the deal. I want to start my own thing. This is what I want to do. Da-da-da-da. And they were like, fuck, okay. February 1st came, GIFT Labs was launched. I didn't wait. You know, I fulfilled the rest of my contract and I didn't wait. I fucking went for it. And here I am now, going on my third year, successful, making products that fucking nobody ever thought of. And it's just a change in the way that you think. So if anything, for this year, I definitely had a change in the way that I think. I definitely had an awakening to where I see things a lot more logically and a lot different than I used to. And I care more about everything else and everyone else than myself, which is another big change. Because I realize that this world, everything that's going on around all the time, everything that's going on around us, it's a lot more important than I am. It's a lot bigger than I am. I'm this little piece of that puzzle, and that's all I'm doing is trying to fill in my little part, my little piece of that puzzle. When you realize that the fucking world is this big and it's going to continue when you're gone, you only have this much fucking to put in that place. This much time. You have that much time in the world. Maximize that time. Be happy. Do the things you want to do. Do everything you want to do so that when your time comes, like my dad's did and my mom's is coming, you can say, just like Frank Sinatra, I did it my way. BioStreetTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight BioStreet.com's blog. Happy New Year, bicep. Let's go into 2020. And we are out.